everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and XG's got a comeback, baby. Here is their track, Hypnotize. I'm going to be looking at the music video in hopes that maybe once a dance visual comes out, we can look at it, put it all together, but with my luck, sometimes I have to post the music video and the dance separately, but we're here for a good time, good vibes. I'm ready, I hope you are. Let's have some fun.
You're running from where you can't escape. Come my way, I'll put you into some kind of state of strain. So watch me hypnotize you with my eyes.
Ooh.
Make you fantasize about me tonight. I'm hypnotizing.
A lot of eye imagery, which makes sense. We got a Christina Aguilera hair. Stop. Ugh. Love it. Hey. Gosh. This could absolutely turn into a horror movie with just a simple change of song. I know it's me. Ooh! They said, we know. Oh man. A lot of hips in this, which is cool. It also looks simpler than what I'm used to seeing from XG. It could just be the music video circumstance. Yeah. With a little speed change at the end, cute. With a little lean forward. What are we looking at? Not quite sure. I mean, I don't mind this. I do know that out of all the songs that I heard on the first album, there was like 2 tracks that I don't think we're gonna get a visual for that I really, really liked. This one I like more because we've heard the full thing. Like just the chorus, I'm like, okay, it's cool, it's a vibe, but I like the sound of it. Okay. I love me a good credits. I'm assuming it's Sienna. Okay. Blake John Wood. Where have I heard that name before? I think he's the same guy from, he's in Sydney, Australia. He's one of those cats out there, based on what Instagram showed me. Okay. So it didn't look like a Sienna choreography in the sense of complexity. So that's okay. I'm actually very intrigued by this because they've worked with people, you know, like Keel, Tooten, and Sienna. Like, they're not exclusive to Sienna at all. But it is a different direction in terms of they freaking nailed whatever they showed. I'm very curious about the format of it in, like, a dance practice or something along those lines. Because we've seen all the different styles that they have shown as movers. And I also love, too, I mean, looking here, underwater performance team. We got freaking mermaids. Mermaid Island coming in hot. Got the underwater studio. So I like that you had a lot of CGI incorporated. Sure, but you also had, you know, we went party hardy over in the underwater space, which is cool. Like, laser team, stop it. Like, that's so cool, the type of people you have in this credit lineup. Wow, wow, wow. And it also is shaped like an eye. Man, if you do not like eyeballs, then this is not the music video for you at all. I know for me, this one, like I said, you change the camera angle just a little bit, you switch up the song, and you got yourself a horror movie. And that's the interesting fine line that we notice with how these music videos are made. It's so, right? Like, that's, you know? I think it was specifically the section, I think it was a Harvey section. This whole mess right here. Right? Come on. And then, I think it was, if you've ever seen Christina Aguilera from the 2000s, Maya's hair is the epitome of that, which actually ties very well into, there it is. Look at that. Come on. It ties well into the sound. So all in all, did you like it, Carlos? You thought it was a nice song? It was interesting, and it makes me so curious about this fixed cam dance practice if we get one. Hopefully we'll attack all this together. We'll see. But yeah. Ooh. Okay, since we don't have a dance practice yet, we're going to go ahead and look at the M2 version of the choreography. I'm ready. I'm going to dial it back. Let's go. Yup. Compliments, that's just common sense. The chorus has a nice rhythmic transition. Bum, 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 bum. And it is different this go around versus the first time. I really like that first one. This is a simpler structured dance and choreography. It could be because of who they're working with. I don't know if we've worked with him before. Hinata's got jellyfish hair, and I'm here for it. Nice. Oh. Same choreo. But where we're phrasing it is different. With a nice little finish. Okay, yeah, I don't mind this style on them within their discography because, like I've mentioned, this isn't the most complex thing we've seen them do. Visually, too, with the music video, there's a lot of, cognitive dissonance that we could get into, sure, but for just in general, the type of, imagery to the choreography, it does have two different kind of presentations, which I don't mind. So here we go from the top. Drop it down just a bit. So I like the first reveal, They drop down. I really like the ripple from outside to inside for that. And I like the drop of the head with a speed change. Great way to have Juria featured. And then they come right back up. And I like the turn out of it. Really nice, clean, and clear. That is something that XG is known for, is heavy synchronicity and having even down to the elbow, not being too high or too low in reference to the next person. It's really nice to see that. It's a great phrase. It's continued. We have some arching, some not all the way. I think it just kind of depends on the fit and also how, you know, the individual. So I think here on my stage right side, we have more of an arch presence, and then my stage left, it's more of a, the torso does end up coming up, sure, but the hips get poked out. Drop it down is nice, and then they lift it up, and then they end up rotating it out like a reversal, and then you have watch me hypnotize. So we've created a circle and we are rotating it, and I like that we are progressing. We're really nice intro. And then notice that Hinata steps bigger on that very last one, most likely to make sure that she's where she needs to be for the next section. And they end up taking the head over from one side to another. Now, I don't know if, no, they look pretty spaced, which is good. I think it's the camera angle specifically that we're at. I don't know if it's truly center, or I could be wrong. It's the fan cam, full cam shot, which I'm really happy these so far have been passing on YouTube. I really hope this passes. I'll be really sad, but having the head on that was nice. They double it. They open it up with a nice shoulder. And then we take it, rotate it around. Now, she doesn't really touch her hair here. I'm curious if this is a wig that she's wearing. She freaking rocks it. Like, I can't really tell nowadays, like, what's a wig, what's not, what's extension, what's not with this group specifically, because it's not just a hairpiece. Like, they add something texturized or color-wise or accessory-wise that really does have a fun captivation about it, and I really like the fashion forwardness of it too. So I don't mind it. It's so fun. She goes hypnotizing, so a nice placement with the arm swinging around this part. So we have ad-libs, but notice that we still have the same choreography, but going into the outro section. I like the placement up with the hips is nice. I like the arms hitting it out. We knock it, which is really nice. That, whoa. Hypnotizing, and having the Maya feature there where she sends it around, looks like a subtle controlling point, looks great. And then they end up opening up the knees on that, which is also really fun with the arm placement. And then we end up transitioning all of it over with Kokona, and you have that hypnotize like this. So I love that, where we take it really nice, that tick tick tuck like this. Great floor work. They move it over to the side. But notice with how, when we really got into the gala choreography, I was able to talk about it and make different perspective points with watching in 3 different ways, in the live version, in the moving version, and the fixed cam version. Now, would I be able to do that here? Sure. But there's the density of content to how they're moving, the impression of the formation transitions don't read as complex. Part of that comes from their competency and execution of it. But I also think another component is who they're working with. And I think that's absolutely fine. I love that we get to work with different people. I don't believe Sienna was on this one. Now, Rock the Boat, I don't really know. I need a dig for that. Maybe she was on that one, but yeah, I do know it was somebody else we've encountered in the music video, right? Which I like that they get to explore and try different variants of style, because it grows their own repertoire in executing, their own work. It's really nice because it is their own work, right? So I like the hip on that, was cute. They hold it, a little whacking moment. We open it up and around. We're also not touching our hair here, so it's just a subtle hover for everybody today. Walking every night. I like the walk, and then I like the stylized hands, because it's not just a hand placement. Notice that there's a low-key hyperextension happening. That's not really the nail. Like, that's so pretty. That's so cool. I, however, would not be able to hit that in that way. because of my lack of hyperextension. But I like the rotation going in with the elbow. They drop it down, they flick it out, and then I like that we have our arms looking towards our respective partner. We have our hands placed, and then we open it up for fun stylized lift as you have Maya walk through. But then I really like from there it progresses to a nice add-on, which I really like the complexity of that dynamic, where you have one dynamic that's still existing and being executed while another one gets introduced. That you gotta be very practiced in order for that to read. So that was cool, and well done to the choreographer for incorporating that. So I like that confident, the little fanning, the touching is cute. They're like, there's your compliments, right? That's just common sense. What a tease. So fun. Then we end up taking it. It's not a monastery or chicken head or anything like that, which would be this move, that party move side. But I do like the hip switch. It's cute. Then they end up hitting that ta ta sound, right? That oh my gosh, it's like my brain just went blank. I'm so sorry. That's like the trap ta sound, the clap. That's what it is. Oh gosh, so sorry. Anyway, I like that the hands are going and matching that. So then they trace it. We end up making contact. I do like the contact here. Specifically, like you see Hinata get close enough. See Chiza touch. You got Harvey close. But, you know, this is a really nice moment, but you can tell that there is a bit of a spacing difference, which is so minuscule. I mean, really, these kind of things matter whenever you're doing synchro section for D-League. Like, that's really where that kind of spacing stuff would be more problematic to your score, but we're not playing and keeping score. It's what does the public opinion feel about this, and myself being a perspective that hopefully can be helpful as to why you like it, or and picking up on things that are potentially different than what you normally have noticed with XG. I'm just trying to help in that way, but also I'm one person too, so we could all learn and grow together. So they end up expanding the hand out, the trace up the torso. I like the melt out of that. That looks great. There's that tonight. We end up tracing, hypnotizing, different chorus. I like the hips really full. Great figure 8. Then they end up all changing, which is really nice. They double it up. Arm swing is cute. That's very, very polyrhythmic for Chisa, so good for her. Then you got Jordan living her life. There's that hypnotizing, so this moment here is that go-to fingerprint that makes sense. The drop is really nice. There's that side to side. She opens it up. They really like the weight shift on that. Looks great. Eyes. And I like that clap TikTok like this. So they end up just doing bounces, and they have a little open up there with the moment. There's your tap, tap, tap. And then you have a nice figure 8, which is something that, fun fact, if you're like, Jess, I've struggled with doing that for Gabriella and anything Vogue nuance, like with Chung Ha, or with the style that we saw with Gala. The Gravity Jacobs is a great individual you can watch to really know how to do this super well. Was my main point in all of that. We open it up. Kokana goes walk, walk, walk all night. Really nice see there. I like the framing, even with the wrist having its own little moment on that. Looks great. We open it up. I like the hip on that. Looks great. There's that watch me, hypnotize. Oh, that is fun. Open it up. Great. Tension with the dip of the hip. And you know it's me, the whisper, right? So a bunch of traces where less is more, where we're unison, we got a V, and we're creating subtle differences and variants with the trace. I really like, because it allows you to really focus on Hinata sound there. So they like the head go first, other side, and there's that clap sound again, and then having the hip complement that is great. We've noticed it with the hands, but the hands were where? Around the hip. So that was cool to see that correlation. Which makes me wonder too, whenever you see fingerprints of a particular group, such as, you know, hands hitting that particular clap sound, but on the hips, and the hips hitting it, it's not only something where if you have a group that's working with a go-to choreographer or choreography team, and you notice those types of things with the music or timbre of the music and how it correlates to the choices made choreographically, is that the choreographers, what's the word? go-tos? Like, is that the choreographer's fingerprint because that's their preference of how they want to hit that sound for this type of scope of work? I don't know. It just makes you very curious, right? Because I know for me, with runs, like musical runs, as well as vibratos, I like using vibrations for vibratos, and I like using waving for runs because of my own preference of how I hear it and how I feel in executing it. But it's always really fun to kind of dive into that kind of stuff. The snap is nice. So there's your hip. A lot of hips on this. But this one had more tension on it. The walk forward. They get it down. A lot of hinges too. So I've noticed that. And they sit. And I like that they're looking as Jared moves. And traces. So if you struggle with moving your hips, this may be a great one to kind of force condition you to get familiar with it, because there's a lot of them here. And there's traces, so it can be fatiguing if you really go for it, but it's not nearly as fatiguing as Woke Up or other tracks that they have. I would say Gala can be more fatiguing because in the arms specifically. I really like the boom, do 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 do, where it has a club style sound to it, right? It's where it looks like we are really, we're feeling it in this section. Is really nice. Well, really just this choreography section. So polyrhythmic. Man. Hypnotizing. So they hit it, rock it all night. I am curious. I do know that they've performed this on a couple of music shows. Do they always hover, or was it just circumstance to the hair today? I don't know. And I like the hip on that with the chug. It's cute. They look to the end. You have that watch me. Hypnotize with the tension finish with fun finish with Juria in the center. I believe she was our individual that started first, which means that we did a little Oreo cookie. We revisited features in this kind of mirror-like perspective, mirroring in the final course to the beginning course, and also in the outro to the intro. So I had a lot of fun. I'm so sorry for the delay. I really try to hold out for dance practices to directly support the artists on their channel, which we may still look if we get one, but when you're on tour, it's really hard to film those things. So I will definitely try to be a good steward about looking at the M2s if they do pop up, because I know those tend to fare well on YouTube, hopefully. So you guys know me, I know you. I'm Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.